In the quaint little town of Willow Creek, nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, lived a woman named Edna. At 75 years old, Edna was known for her generous spirit and her larger-than-life personality. However, she also had a physical presence that matched her spirit. She was a big woman, both in stature and in heart. Her round face was framed by soft silver curls, and her laughter could fill a room. But as the years passed, Edna began to feel the weight of time pressing down on her. Edna had 3 grandchildren, Lily, Max, and Sophie. They were the light of her life, and she cherished every moment spent with them. However, with each visit, Edna noticed something unsettling. The children seemed to be growing up faster than she could keep up with. They were becoming more independent, and their visits were becoming less frequent. This realization gnawed at her heart. One evening, as Edna sat in her favorite armchair, knitting a scarf for Lily, she overheard the children talking in the next room. "I wish Grandma could come to my soccer games," Max said wistfully. "Yeah," Sophie chimed in. "But she's always so tired." Edna's heart sank. She didn't want to be the tired grandma who couldn't keep up with her grandchildren. That night, as she lay in bed staring at the ceiling, an idea began to form in her mind, a wild idea that seemed both ridiculous and strangely appealing. The next morning, Edna awoke with renewed determination. She decided that if she wanted to live longer and feel younger, she needed to change her lifestyle drastically. She remembered an old folk tale about a woman who had discovered the secret of eternal youth by surrounding herself with the laughter and energy of children. Inspired by this tale, Edna formulated a plan. She would invite her grandchildren to sleep over more often. Not only would their presence bring joy into her life, but perhaps their youthful energy would also rejuvenate her spirit and body. With this newfound purpose, Edna began preparing for their next visit. She stocked up on their favorite snacks, chocolate chip cookies, popcorn and ice cream, and transformed her guest room into a cozy haven filled with plush toys and colorful blankets. She even painted the walls a cheerful shade of yellow to brighten the space. When Lily, Max and Sophie arrived that weekend, they were thrilled to see Grandma's preparations. "Wow, this is amazing!" Lily exclaimed as she jumped onto the newly made bed. Edna beamed with pride. "I thought we could have a sleepover, just like old times," she said. The children cheered in excitement as they settled in for a night filled with stories and laughter. As they snuggled under the blankets together, Edna felt an unfamiliar warmth spreading through her heart, a sense of joy that she hadn't felt in years. As the weeks turned into months, sleepovers became a regular occurrence at Grandma Edna's house. Each time they visited, Edna felt more alive than ever before. The children brought with them an energy that was infectious. Their laughter echoed through the halls and filled every corner of her home. Edna found herself engaging in activities she hadn't done in years, playing board games until late into the night, baking cookies together in the kitchen, and even joining Max for soccer practice in the backyard. With every shared moment, she felt younger and more vibrant. However, there was something else happening too. Edna noticed that sleeping beside her grandchildren had an unexpected effect on her health. She felt more rested when they were around. Their warmth seemed to melt away her aches and pains. It was as if their youthful spirits were transferring some of their vitality to her. One evening, after a particularly fun-filled day at the park, Edna sat on the porch with the kids, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink. "You know," she said thoughtfully, "I think spending time with you all is making me feel younger." Max looked up at her with wide eyes. "Really? Like magic?" Maybe it is magic," Edna replied with a chuckle. Or maybe it's just love." As months passed by and seasons changed from summer to autumn, Edna began to notice physical changes as well. Her skin appeared softer. There was a glow about her that hadn't been there before. Her friends at the local community centre commented on how vibrant she looked. "Edna, have you been using some new cream?" asked Mabel during bingo night. "Nope, just spending time with my grandkids," Edna replied proudly. The compliments made Edna feel good about herself. It was as if she had discovered a fountain of youth hidden within the laughter of children. Yet deep down inside, she knew this wasn't just about appearances. It was about connection and love. One chilly evening, while baking cookies together for Halloween, Sophie looked up from mixing dough and asked innocently, "Grandma, why do you like sleeping with us?" Edna paused for a moment before answering. "Well, sweetie," she said gently, "it makes me feel happy and loved." Sophie nodded thoughtfully, but then added mischievously, "Do you think it'll help you live forever?" Edna laughed heartily at that notion, but felt a flicker of seriousness within it too. What if this bond truly had magical properties? As winter approached, however, challenges began to arise. With school back in session after summer break, Lily had homework commitments. Max joined an after-school soccer team, Sophie had ballet lessons. Suddenly, finding time for sleepovers became increasingly difficult. One evening, when Edna called to invite them over for another sleepover weekend, filled with hot cocoa and holiday movies, Lily hesitated on the phone. "Grandma, we're really busy right now," she said apologetically. Edna felt a pang of sadness wash over her, but quickly masked it with understanding. "That's okay. I understand. I just miss you all so much." After hanging up the phone feeling deflated, yet determined not to let distance dampen their connection too much, she decided that if they couldn't come over as often anymore, then perhaps she could visit them instead. Thus began Edna's new routine. Every Saturday morning became dedicated family time, where she'd pack up treats from home, cookies baked fresh just hours before, and head over to whichever grandchild needed some extra love that week. Whether it was attending soccer matches or sitting through ballet recitals, their bond deepened even further through shared experiences outside of sleepovers too. But one chilly December afternoon, while watching Max score his first goal at his soccer game, it hit her hard. How much these moments meant not just for him, but also for herself. She realized something profound. It wasn't simply about living longer or looking younger anymore. It was about cherishing every single moment spent together, regardless of where they were. As Christmas approached that year, Edna decided to host a big family gathering at home, inviting not only her grandchildren but their parents too. She wanted everyone together under one roof, celebrating love during this special season. On Christmas Eve, the house filled with laughter as decorations adorned every corner. The aroma of baked goods wafted through each room, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of childhood memories long forgotten, yet cherished deeply within each heart present. After dinner, when everyone gathered around sipping hot cocoa by candlelight, Edna stood up, holding hands tightly around her family circle, feeling grateful beyond words for what they shared together. "Thank you all for being here tonight," she began softly, looking into each familiar face surrounding her. "This past year has truly been magical because I've realized something important." Everyone leaned closer, intrigued by what Grandma would say next. "I've learned that love is what keeps us young. It's not just about how we look or how long we live. It's about how we spend our time together." Tears glistened in many eyes as nods went around, affirming what they all felt deep down inside. This bond transcended age or appearance. It was simply pure, unconditional love. As spring arrived, bringing fresh blooms bursting forth from winter's slumber, Etna continued nurturing these connections while also focusing on herself, more than ever before, too. She took walks around Willow Creek, enjoying nature's beauty, soaking up sunshine whenever possible, joined yoga classes at community centers, learning mindfulness techniques, even tried painting classes, discovering hidden talents along this journey towards self-discovery. With every passing day, she felt lighter both physically and emotionally. A true testament reflecting how powerful relationships can be when nurtured intentionally. One sunny afternoon, while sitting outside sipping lemonade, watching kids play nearby, she spotted Lily running towards her, waving excitedly, holding something behind her back. "Grandma, look what I made!" Lily exclaimed breathlessly, revealing an intricately designed scrapbook filled with pictures documenting all their adventures together throughout last year. Edna gasped, overwhelmed by emotion, flipping through pages filled with notes, written lovingly describing each moment, captured within those snapshots taken along their journey together. "This is beautiful, sweetheart," Edna said, wiping tears away, feeling grateful once again, realizing these memories would last forever, etched deeply into hearts shared amongst them all. Years passed since those early days spent sleeping beside grandchildren, reminiscing fondly upon each cherished memory created along this journey, together. Now, at 85 years old, Edna stood proudly surrounded by family, gathered around celebrating another milestone birthday, filled with laughter and joy, radiating warmth throughout every corner of their home, once again. She may have aged gracefully, yet remained vibrant, thanks largely due to connections forged throughout those years spent nurturing relationships built upon love and understanding, reminding everyone present, including herself, that true beauty lies within one's spirit rather than mere appearances alone. As candles flickered brightly atop cake awaiting wishes made, she closed eyes briefly reflecting upon life, lived fully, embracing every moment shared, knowing without doubt this journey would continue, long after cake was eaten and celebrations concluded. "Here is to many more adventures together," she declared, raising glass high above head, smiling brightly, surrounded by loved ones. Echoing cheers resonating throughout, hearts united for evermore. And so the secret wasn't merely about sleeping beside grandchildren seeking youthfulness. It was ultimately about embracing life fully, cherishing connections made along the way, creating lasting legacies, built upon love shared unconditionally across generations, intertwined forevermore.